Great Scott! The Back to the Future trilogy has just been announced for 4K, complete with a variety of additions that we're going to talk about in the latest physical media report. Stay tuned. What is up, guys? Welcome to Mid-Level Media and to the latest episode of the Physical Media Report. We are at episode 15, and I am so excited to be here today to talk about all the latest and greatest news in the world of Blu-ray and 4K and just all the physical media. We're going to talk about it here today. And guys, we have got some exciting news to get into. But before I get into that, I'm going to go ahead and ask that you all, please, if you haven't yet, go ahead and subscribe to my channel. I just hit 400 subscribers over the weekend, and I could not be any more grateful and thankful to all of you all who have already subscribed to the channel. I hope that you're enjoying your decision, enjoying the content, enjoying hanging out with me every Monday for this physical media report and all my other Blu-ray reviews and unboxing videos and all that stuff that I do on this channel. I hope you guys are enjoying the content, and I thank you so much for the 400 subscribers, and 500, here we come, guys. So if you haven't subscribed yet, please consider hitting that subscribe button, and go ahead and like this video, guys. Please like this video. If you are watching right now, just hit that like button. Just take a small second to hit the like button to help the video out, move up through the YouTube algorithms and everything. And go ahead and comment down below if you are looking to pick up anything, if you're excited about anything that I'm going over today, Blu-ray 4K related. And let's just start a conversation about the thing we all love, physical media. So let's get into things, guys, because right before I went on here, well, about a couple hours ago, we got some exciting announcements. And that's usually why I wait a little bit to film this episode on Mondays. To just see what breaks. A couple weeks ago, it was the Friday the 13th box set. Today, guys, and this has been rumored for a while, since 2019, I believe, but Back to the Future has got an official 4K announcement. The entire trilogy is coming out on 4K on October the 20th, and there are multiple editions that's coming out. You have the standard edition 4K of Back to the Future. You also get a special edition pack, which is going for $70, that comes with a little collectible hoverboard that looks really awesome. And of course, you get the Best Buy exclusive steelbook set that comes with, and these are not all just in one steelbook. This is a 3 steelbook set that when you put them together makes a picture, and I'm going to be posting all this stuff. Really cool sets all around. 3 sets so far. I'm not sure if Target's going to put one out, if anybody else, Amazon or whatnot, but these are the 3 editions that are being advertised right now. And that steelbook set is $70 as well. And so we got the regular 4K set, we got the special edition with the hoverboard, and we had the steelbook set. So guys, I'm super excited. Back to the Future, it's some of my favorite movies of all time. I just rewatched them and reviewed them all on my mid-level movie review page, which you can go ahead and follow me at if you haven't already. I got the link down below. But I reviewed all those films, and I just love them all. I still love them. I watched them with my kids. They love them. They're just timeless films, and I cannot wait to see them on 4K. I mean, this has been like a long time coming for sure. And I'm very excited for this set. We're getting Back to the Future in October. I believe that's when Beetlejuice comes out as well. You know, Hocus Pocus, Home Alone, just all these classic movies coming to 4K. This fall is going to be super exciting if you're a collector and a fan of physical media. So stay tuned for more details and announcements on all of that stuff. And we're going to move on to the next announcement, guys. And we have the Bugs Bunny 80th Anniversary Collection coming out on Blu-ray from Warner Brothers on November the 3rd. So if any Looney Tunes fan, Bugs Bunny fans, you're going to get the entire collection on Blu-ray on November the 3rd, you know, just in time for Christmas. Maybe get it for your kids or something like that. I don't know. Are the kids still watching Looney Tunes these days? I mean, I know it's a big thing on HBO Max, but I don't know, guys. Who watches Looney Tunes anymore? But if you do, go ahead and comment down below. I'd love to hear about it. But all right, the next one, guys, we have the Daughters of Darkness on 4K, and that is being released by Blue Underground, and they do a lot of great work as far as like restorations on these old cult horror films. And Daughters of the Darkness, I've never heard of it, but it looks cool. The cover looks cool. I may check it out. And that comes out on October the 27th, so just in time for Halloween. You're going to be getting that little taste of horror. The next up, guys, we got A Rainy Day in New York, which is a Woody Allen film. Now, this could also go in my What's New This Week category, which I'll go into later, because this comes out this week on July the 27th, but it was also just announced as well, so I'm going to cover it right here. And that is a Woody Allen film. What I said, stars Timothy Chalamet, I think Elle Fanning. I'm interested in checking it out. I'm not like a huge Woody Allen guy. I haven't seen a lot of his films, but the ones I have seen, I've liked. So yeah, maybe I'll check it out. But the next up, guys, and I actually watched this movie on VOD a couple of weeks ago. This film called Baby Teeth is coming out on Blu-ray from IFC, and that comes out on September the 22nd. That's a fairly decent drama movie. I didn't love it. I watched it with my wife, though. She really enjoyed it. So it's a movie that it didn't necessarily hit me, but I can see it maybe hitting a lot of people in the feels, especially if you have a family member that's maybe passed or gotten sick with cancer before. That's one of those type of movies, and it's just a really emotionally heavy drama with some really good performances. It just didn't hit me on that level to enjoy it, in my opinion. It's all right, so I recommend maybe renting it first and maybe buying it. But the next up, guys, we got SOS Titanic, being released by Kino Lorber, the most consistent Blu-ray company that we talk about. New releases every single week, and they are getting that is a Blu-ray 4K transfer, and that comes out on October the 13th. So if you're an SOS Titanic film, that old classic Titanic film before the new James Cameron Titanic film, check out the SOS Titanic. That was a pretty big announcement this week. We also have Picard Season 1, that CBS All Access show. The first season of that is coming out on Blu-ray, and it's also getting a steelbook. Now, this is not a Best Buy exclusive steelbook from everything that I saw. This is just an all-around steelbook. You can get it on Amazon, but that's getting a regular Blu-ray, and it's also getting that steelbook, and that comes out on October the 6th, guys. And we also have the HBO Max original film, or the HBO original film, Bad Education, starring Hugh Jackman. That is coming to Blu-ray on September the 8th, and Warner Archive is bringing that film, so that's interesting. I know Warner Archive, we talk about them a lot. They do a lot of kind of classic film restorations. Every now and then, though, they'll release like something new, like they did the Pennyworth show, so I don't know if they got some kind of deal with CW or whatnot, and they have a deal with HBO now, apparently, because they're doing Bad Education. But Bad Education is another movie I just watched on HBO Max last week, and I really kind of enjoyed it. So you might be interested in picking that up for sure. Piranha 2, The Spawning, being released from 88 Films on October the 24th, and that is coming out on Blu-ray. So that is one of those kind of special edition sets. It looks really cool. I've never seen Piranha 2, but, maybe I'll check it out. Maybe it's worth checking out. And last, guys, we're going to talk about 3 Blu-ray releases. The first 2 I'm going to talk about were VOD releases recently. The last one is just a classic kind of superhero film from the 90s. The first one is Irresistible, the Steve Carell film directed by Jon Stewart. That comes out on Blu-ray on September the 1st. And we have the first A24 film of 2020 coming out on Blu-ray, and that's First Cow. So I'm definitely going to be picking this movie up on Blu-ray. That's one of the main reasons that I'm not going to buy it on VOD. I think it's like $10 to watch on VOD, but I'm not going to do it. I'm going to resist the urge to watch the first A24 film of 2020 because I want to own this. I've made it my mission a long time ago to own every single A24 film on Blu-ray. I've got quite a few right now, but I just love buying them brand new because I want the slipcovers with them. But First Cow will be a purchase when it comes out for me for sure. Next up, guys, we have the Phantom, starring Billy Zane, which is a 90s superhero film. How many of you all have seen The Phantom out there? I'd be curious if you want to comment that down below. But it's a fun movie that I remember watching over and over again as a kid. I love that movie. I watched way too much of The Phantom. I probably watched The Phantom more than I watched Batman '89 or even X-Men when it came out. Like, I loved that movie. Watched it all the time. Kirsty Swanson's in it. It's just a really fun movie. But I'm probably going to pick this up and rewatch it because I haven't seen it in at least 15 years. I'd be interested to see how it holds up. Probably not that good, but I'm going to check it out again for sure. So let's get into the deals, guys. We're going to move on, and we're going to talk about some deals because there's some pretty good deals this week, to talk about. And here at the Mid-Level Media channel, I talk about this every week here on the Physical Media Report. I just want to help you guys save money. We're all collectors. We're all trying to get the best bang for our buck as far as buying new movies, buying new Blu-rays, 4Ks, all that stuff. We got to save wherever we can. Not all of us can afford to spend $500-$600 every single week on all the latest releases. We got to kind of scrimp and save and pick our spots. And I'm trying to help you guys out. Now, the first two deals I took advantage of, and these movies don't come out until September, but they're the Vestron Videos comeback to the physical media world with The Shivers and Little Monsters. Now, those are coming out this September, like I said, and they're both $12.69 right now. So for two Vestron Video movies for $12.69, I would recommend that you go ahead and jump on this and pre-order those if you are interested in those titles at all. Of course, Little Monsters is a classic from my childhood. I used to love that movie with Fred Savage and Howie Mandel. The Shivers is a David Cronenberg film that I have not seen yet, but I'm excited to check that out as well. But yeah, those are pretty cheap, and with Vestron Video kind of being a little wishy-washy and uncertain about their future, really. I mean, they didn't release anything for 2 years. Like, this is the first time they released something in 2 years. So are these the only two they're going to release, and then they're going to go back into the darkness? Who knows? But you pick these up because they might be worth something if they end up going out of business or something happens to them again in the future. But and next up, guys, we have the Raimi Spider-Man trilogy. You can get all of the Sam Raimi films, the Spider-Man films, the whole trilogy for $19.73 right now on Amazon. So I don't own any of those films on Blu-ray. I might actually take advantage of this. I don't know. We'll see. I'm kind of holding out for a 4K release of those, though, if I'm being honest. The Kid Who Would Be King, which was a fun little forgettable kind of family adventure that came out at the beginning of last year. That is $6.15, and I can honestly say I enjoyed the film. I took my son to see it. We watched it. The only thing with that movie, it is extremely long for a kid's movie. It's like 2 hours and 15 minutes. But for $6, I would absolutely recommend picking that up. If you want a fun family night or something like that, watching a fun movie with your kids or something. It's a good movie. It's not a bad movie at all. It's pretty good. So the next up, guys, we have a Shout Factory release of Cobra starring Sylvester Stallone. That is $12.96. We also have John Wick 3 on Blu-ray. That is $11.04 right now, $11.04. Like a Boss, which actually came out on Blu-ray a couple of months ago, I think, is $12.99. So that's a good deal for that. Ready or Not, which is a horror film that came out last August, that is $10 on Amazon right now. The only thing that I need to note is that they're currently sold out, but they said they'll be back in stock at the beginning of August. So if you go ahead and pre-order that for $10, you should get it in about a week or two. So it's still a good deal for that movie. La La Land, the 2016 almost Best Picture winner if it wasn't for Moonlight, that swooped in at the last second and stole it for $5 on Amazon right now. And I love La La Land. It's one of my favorite films of the last decade, so I'd absolutely recommend that you pick that one up. And next up, guys, we're going to move into the top 5 Blu-rays and 4Ks of last week. And you know how I do this now. I'm going to separate the Blu-rays. I'm going to separate the 4Ks. I'm going to talk about them both and just kind of give my general thoughts and insights on why I think certain things are, doing better than others. But let's get into it, guys. We got the top 5 Blu-rays. At number 1 is Trolls World Tour. That makes sense completely. Everybody locked down. They're getting movies for their kids to watch at home. And yeah, it's a fun movie. I enjoyed Trolls World Tour. Definitely fun for the family. Number 2 is interesting. It's that Bruce Lee Criterion set. That is very interesting. You don't see a lot of Criterion sets in the top 5 as far as Blu-ray, because for one, they're kind of expensive, they're kind of niche, not a lot of people know about them. But I guess Bruce Lee has sparked interest in a lot of people, and I know they have that sale, the 50% off sale going on right now, so maybe that helped boost it up into the top 5. So number 2 for Bruce Lee, that's pretty cool, if I'm being honest. Number 3 is Sonic the Hedgehog. Number 4 is Bloodshot, and number 5, guys, can you guess what it is? It's Star Wars Episode 9. I don't think we're ever getting that movie out of the top 5 Blu-rays. I just don't see it happening. Next up, guys, we're going into the top 5 4Ks. Number 1 is Bloodshot. That's pretty interesting. Number 2 is John Wick Chapter 3. Number 3 is Star Wars Episode 9 again. Number 4 is Joker, and number 5 is Frozen 2. A lot of holdovers there from last year. We got a couple of movies that came out this year with Star Wars and Bloodshot, but a lot of older titles that people are just now rediscovering, probably in 4K, and good for them. Good for them for finally picking those movies up. Next up, guys, we're going to go into what is coming out new this week, and To be honest, guys, there's not a whole lot. It's not as eventful as last week. Last week had quite a bit of stuff coming out, but this week, not so much. I know Scream Factory's got a lot of stuff. They're doing some good work this week. Top of the list is 13 Ghosts. I actually pre-ordered this, so I'll definitely be unboxing and reviewing that on my channel at some point. The Tenet, not to be confused with Christopher Nolan's film, which has gotten delayed 100 times and probably is never going to be released in theaters. But this is The Tenet, the Blu-ray release of that, which is a Roman Polanski film, is coming out tomorrow as well. And we also have Graveyard Shift coming out on Blu-ray tomorrow from Shout Factory as well. And we have Wonder Woman Collection, the entire Wonder Woman series, coming out on Blu-ray tomorrow. We have two Vinegar Syndrome titles, Best Friends and Old Dracula, coming out tomorrow, and a Wonder Woman 4K Steelbook from the first film is coming out tomorrow, and that is a Best Buy exclusive Steelbook for Wonder Woman. It's actually a pretty cool Steelbook, but I already own like 4 different versions of Wonder Woman, so I'm probably not going to buy that because I already bought a 4K Steelbook when the movie came out the first time. But if you haven't bought it yet, the movie looks phenomenal in 4K. I would absolutely recommend buying it, and it's a cool looking Steelbook. So next up, guys, we have James Cameron, The Story of Science Fiction, being released by RLJ Entertainment, and that is coming out on Blu-ray. We also have The Outsider, which is an HBO original series based on the Stephen King novel starring Jason Bateman, and that is coming out on Blu-ray tomorrow, the first season of that. We also had The Public Eye being released by Kino Lorber, and another film being released by Kino Lorber is A Bigger Splash. And we have some Warner Archive titles being released tomorrow as well: Pride and Prejudice, $1 Million Mermaid, and Girl Crazy. So like I said, guys, I did some deep dives, some obscure titles. There's a lot of, the boutique distributors, Kino Lorber, Shout Factory, Warner Archive, they're all doing releases and stuff tomorrow. And that's kind of how it's been. And it's kind of how I foresee it being for a while, because it's, we got some news last Friday. All these movies are being delayed again. And the longer these movies keep being delayed, the longer we're going to have to wait for these big Blu-ray 4K releases and stuff like that. If Tenet can't come out in the theater, then we're not going to get it on 4K or Blu-ray to talk about. So that's a little depressing, but I can only hope, with news like Back to the Future and Beetlejuice and all these 4K restorations and these boutique retailers re-release and all this stuff, we're going to continue to have interesting stuff to talk about week to week. And of course, we'll have VOD movies that get Blu-ray releases and stuff like that to talk about as well. But the only thing that I'm seeing that's going to be in stores tomorrow, actually probably 2 things. You'll probably see that Outsider Blu-ray in stores tomorrow, and you'll see that Wonder Woman 4K Steelbook at Best Buy tomorrow, and probably the Wonder Woman collection as well. So you'll probably see those 3 things in store tomorrow. Everything else you have to pick up online if you're interested in it. But let's go ahead and move on to what I picked up this past week. And I didn't get a whole lot last week, but I did get some cool stuff. The first thing I got from my buddy, my partner at Levels of Geek, the twice weekly live stream I do on Mondays and Wednesday nights at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. He sent me the Force Awakens 4K Steelbook, and it's cool because I don't own this, and he knew that, so it was really nice of him to send this over to me. It goes with my Last Jedi Steelbook, but I don't have the Rise of Skywalker Steelbook, so now I feel like I kind of have to buy that, and I don't want to do that because I don't like the movie that much, and I already bought a special edition of that movie just to own it, but now I feel like I have to get a steelbook of the Rise of Skywalker. But regardless, it'll go nice with my Last Jedi steelbook. So thank you, Ultra HD Geek over at Levels of Geek. You can watch our show tonight at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and Wednesday as well. And I'll promote it again at the end of this episode. But next pickup, guys, we're going to talk about Airplane, the Paramount Presents line release of Airplane. And like I said, I will keep on collecting these Paramount Presents lines. I love it. I love the fact that they created this line, and I love the fact that I got into collecting them at the beginning of it, so I don't feel like I have to keep backtracking. I'm just going to get them every time they come out, and I want the entire collection because I really like this set, and I like the packaging, I like the work that they do on these. And the next one up, guys, is Ghost. I picked up Ghost as well. So I have watched Airplane. I'm probably going to have a review of Airplane on my channel this week. Ghost will probably be the week after that I do the Blu-ray review of that, but I'm hoping to have those up on my channel very very soon. And those are my pickups for this week, guys. And now we are going to get into the Q&A portion of the show. And a lot of you guys sent in some great questions this week. The first one comes from Unboxing Movies, and he asked, have you ever bought anything from Zavi? And the answer to that is no. I have not bought anything from Zavi, but they definitely have a lot of cool stuff. They do a lot of cool work. I'm not into paying like an arm and a leg for Blu-ray releases, and a lot of their stuff costs $40 to $50. And, I'm just not like, I'm a collector, obviously, of physical media, but I'm not into collecting all of these different types of editions and stuff like that. If they're accessible to me when the film gets released, like a Target exclusive, a Best Buy exclusive, something like that, I'll get it. Or if it's a movie I just really love and it's just something really cool and I have to get it, I might get it. So I'm not closing the door on picking anything up from Zavi. They do a lot of good, cool work. But no, I haven't picked anything from Zavi yet. So hope that answers your question. And the next one comes from Triboro Gigolo. And he asked me, will we ever get a 4K release for the Schumacher cut of Batman Forever? So I haven't been up on the latest news. Apparently they announced the Schumacher cut at the Comic-Con at home. So I guess that is coming out on HBO Max. So he asked me, do I think we're going to get a 4K release of it? So probably the same answer as I would give to, do I think we're going to get a 4K release of the Snyder Cut when it gets released? And that is yes, probably. Obviously, if they can make money off of it, they're going to release it. And I think that they can make money off of 4K releases of both of those. I just don't know when those would be released. Probably not until at least 6 months to a year after they're actually released on the streaming service itself. So whenever they get released, if Justice League is in 2021, it'll probably get released in 2022 is what I would say. Because obviously if they're putting it on that service, they want the people to get the service, to watch it, and they want it to be exclusive to that service. It's the same way that Netflix does their stuff. If they do a Netflix original, they do not release it on Blu-ray the week or month after. Every now and then something gets a Blu-ray release on Netflix, but it's very, very sporadic, and it's mostly TV shows that I've noticed. So I think that they'll both get 4K releases, but I think it'll be a while after they're actually released to that platform. So the next question comes from M. Legalt, and he asked me, do you own Cabin Fever on Blu-ray or DVD? I love it. It's underrated. So yes, I do, and I actually got it at Half Price Books. Because I still have the sticker on it. But it's this cool kind of little lenticular cover. And the thing that that's cool about this cover, and this is probably the only slipcover I own that's like this, is it comes out of the side and it comes out of the other side. So it's like a slipcover that is like fully open on both sides. So that's really kind of unique, and I haven't really seen a whole lot like that. But as far as the movie itself, it's okay. I mean, Eli Roth is really hit or miss for me. He's mostly miss. Like, I liked the first Hostel. I haven't seen Hostel 2 in a while. I remember liking that when I first saw it as well, but those are like, I'm not a huge fan of like the torture porn kind of stuff. And that's what Eli Roth kind of built his name on. This one's a little different than that. This is more of like an infectious disease kind of film. And like, I don't know, it's fun. It's kind of fun, but it's also, I don't know. I don't know if I dig just Eli Roth's sensibilities as a filmmaker sometimes. But like, yeah, I don't like the Saw movies. I like Saw 1, but I didn't like what that franchise turned into. And a lot of the torture porn stuff is what's wrong with the 2000s horror era, in my opinion. So, I think it's okay. I don't love it, though, to be honest, M. Legault. But thank you for asking that question. And it was cool that I actually owned it. So, General Andy 50 asks, what is the craziest movie cover you own? So I was trying to figure out like how to answer this. I have a lot of really cool covers, but what's the craziest one? So I just picked this up a couple of weeks ago and I showed it off. And this cover's like batshit crazy. So the From Beyond, and I can't wait to watch this movie. It's like nuts. Like, look at everything going on this cover. It's completely nuts. I'm trying to get in focus. Yeah, That's a crazy cover right there from Beyond. So that's my answer to that question, General Andy 50, and I hope that you enjoyed that answer. But that does it, guys, for this week's Physical Media Report. And like I said, it would have been a pretty lackluster episode if it wasn't for that Back to the Future 4K announcement that was dropped. So I'm glad that that dropped today, and I had that to talk about with you guys. I might go, if they do some special feature stuff, I might do something similar I did with the Friday the 13th set, where I just kind of read out those special features and react to them. If you'd be interested in that, comment down below or something like that. I don't know if they're going to be adding stuff to it or not, or if more details is going to come out about that today for me to go over. But beyond that, guys, like I said, I've got a review for the Airplane Paramount Presents coming this week probably. I've also got a review for Doctor Strangelove that I'm going to be working on after this video. And I've also going to be reviewing Deer Hunter on 4K this week as well, as requested by one of my viewers. So those 3 reviews will be up this week, as well as my July haul will probably be up this weekend. And I've also got another video that I'm kind of toying around with doing that might drop at the beginning of next week sometime. But I haven't fully decided on how I'm going to do that yet, but I'm excited about it, and I hope you guys are too. I'm just so thankful for you guys to keep watching my channel, my content, for being at 400 subscribers. And like I said, if you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, please consider doing so. I do just great content on physical media. I'm really passionate about it. I love talking about it with you guys. Love engaging with you guys in the chat. You all always do give me such wonderful comments, such wonderful feedback, so I greatly appreciate that. And you can also follow me over on Instagram at Mid-Level Media, the same as this channel name, where I break the news on 4K and Blu-ray releases all the time. You can also follow me over at my movie review page, Mid-Level Movie Reviews. And of course, guys, I am one half of the Levels of Geeks crew. We do a live stream every Monday and Wednesday night. If you want to see me kind of react to the movie news and the stuff that's going on, that's what we do primarily on that show. That's why I don't do a lot of that stuff on this show, because it kind of gets repetitive if I was doing the exact same thing on this show or channel as I do on that show. So if you want to see me react to all the craziness in the world of movies and stuff, movie news, and there is a lot lately. You can join that live stream. We talk about movie news. We react. We interact with the crowd. We engage with you guys, and it's just a whole lot of fun. Me and my buddy Alex do it. We have a great time doing it. We have a great community over there. So please consider coming over there at the Levels of Geeks channel tonight at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and I always have the Levels of Geeks links down below, so you can click on any of those to go to our website, to go to our YouTube channel, our Instagram if you want to subscribe, follow, and all that good stuff over there. But if you don't want to, you can just hang out here on this channel. We could talk Blu-ray and 4Ks for a while. But again, guys, go ahead and like this video. Go ahead and comment down below. I appreciate you guys watching, and we'll see you next time.